The school that I chose was Florida Virtual School. It is a fully accredited school that is online and it's built for students' personalized learning. So FLVS, Florida Virtual School, is an online school dedicated to personalized learning. They service students in Florida and other places, and they have many, many different courses. They also have elementary, middle, and high school. The courses that range from algebra to AP art history and pretty much everything in between. Their courses are taught by certified teachers, and there are public, private, and homeschool students that range from kindergarten through 12th grade that use FLVS. So their website is very friendly, and what I found was it's pretty quick for students to gain access to what they need to find. So right now we're on the home page, and I found that their quick links was very, very helpful because it pretty much laid out everything that you could possibly need. And then again, if you needed help or tech support, it's offered there for them. Everything is laid out in a way that students have access to all the materials, and there is also like parent information along with student clubs. I conducted an interview with a high school teacher that has been teaching geometry for 10th graders, but she told me her class age ranges from 8th grade to 12th grade. She has been teaching at FLVS for the past 3 years. 2 of the years she has been full-time and 1 year she was part-time while she was still working in a traditional brick and mortar school. Some of the information that I found out about Florida Virtual School was really interesting. So they have 3 different types of programs. They have a flex, a full-time, and a global. She actually works for the full-time high school, and they have housing records and providing pathways to earning a high school diploma. Students are required to take 6 classes per year, and they follow a 2-semester schedule on a traditional timeline. So, for example, semester 1 is August through December, and second semester is January through May. In FLVS Flex, students have a brick and mortar traditional school of record and take classes with FLVS for a variety of reasons, sometimes to make up for credits, to accelerate or access classes that aren't offered at their school. There's also the Global, which is a tuition-based program for students that do not live in the state of Florida. FLVS is tuition-free for any students that live in Florida. They offer pretty much any class you can imagine that is being available to high school students, from core classes to electives like culinary arts and guitar. I thought this was pretty cool since those aren't typical things that you would think a virtual school would have. I also found out that they offer traditional and non-traditional students AP classes, and they're allowed to have dual enrollment in programs. Their headquarters is located in Orlando, Florida. Since my interview was with a high school teacher, I decided to kind of really take a close look through the online high school piece. There's a lot of things that this website has to offer that allow the students to feel connected when they're not going to that traditional brick and mortar school. As soon as you get to the online high school page, there's an automatic place for students to sign up. There's information about students, student activities, field trips, and the curriculum. There's also a way of explaining how everything works so that people understand that they can still go to school and use FLVS as a way to support or enrich their learning, or use it as a way to get their diploma. So this is an example of the elementary side, And it also has stuff about their students, the student activities, field trips, and class time. Let's watch a quick video about their students.
One of my most important mentors in life once told me it takes a village to raise a child. I was a teenage mom and I had a very young daughter, and those words rang through my ears, and I knew at that moment everything changed in my life because I wanted to make her life so much more complex. Today, as a 49-year-old mom of a 7-year-old boy and a 6-year-old grandson, words still bring tears to my heart every time I think forward of them in the past.
So that was just an example of how they have Flex meeting the needs of their students. So there's a lot to offer on this website, and I felt like each grade, so the elementary school, the middle school, and the high school were kind of, they had things that aim towards those students. I found this website to be very clear and easy for a parent to kind of go through and understand. And I also found how helpful it would be for students. So for elementary, there are all the things that students would be learning about. And then right here is a little bit of their preview of their courses. So it shows them kind of the things that they would be seeing throughout their time learning. And, you know, there goes from typing all the way over to different types of technology that they would be using, and then all the way to social studies. So these were different things that students would be using in a way to learn. And as you can see, everything's very like kid friendly, which I thought was very cool. And I also thought that this was an important piece, that everything was kind of related to children in the way of something that they want to do. It's not a boring page. It's, you know, pretty exciting. There's not much going on the page, but it would be easy for a student, especially an elementary student, to use. I also found that it was pretty amazing that they had student clubs and activities, as I had mentioned earlier. And what I found when I went in and looked at the clubs is that the clubs meet the needs of the students. So you can pick the range of the grades, and then you can pick the type of program that your student is involved in. And then it gives you a whole list of club meetings and calendars. You know, I thought this was the biggest piece to help students be socially prepared, especially in the classroom, that they have all of these options to go to. And then here's kind of like an overview of different things for what the school offers. Not only does it give you the student clubs, but there's also resources for the students who are career ready and college ready. This is a huge piece that, you know, a lot of students have to when they're in a brick and mortar school, they have to go into the counselor's office and they have to talk to them and find out what would be working well. These students are able to just click on the resources and it takes it right to what they need to do in order to be ready. So when you think about a virtual school, you want to know how well do students perform? And FLVS is their own district, so they're compared among other districts in Florida. Something interesting I found was that this is information from May 2016 that students had an average of 7.8% in comparing the 15 AP courses offered by FLVS and were above the state qualifying AP averages in 12 of the 15 courses. So that's saying, comparing to other districts, they're doing really well. They also scored in line with the national overall average of 57.1% in comparing the 15 AP courses offered by FLVS and were above the national qualifying AP averages in 6 of 15 courses. So they're ranked pretty well and they do pretty well with their student performance. They are a fully accredited school and they have courses that meet the requirements for NCAA. So if students want to go from high school and go right into college and play sports with NCAA, they have the requirements that are being met. They also have students that are able to earn diplomas. So all in all, Florida Virtual School seems like a really great school, especially for students who live in Florida. Um, I really thought this was such a great way to have an education. There's so many different resources that the school offers, along with different programs that meet the needs of their students, which fits right in with their mission to deliver a high quality technology based education that provides the skills and knowledge students need for success. And then it also talks about their history, and it's kind of cool to see where they kind of started and where they're at today. This school seems like a great way for students to meet their needs through learning online. Thanks to my person that I interview, Jennifer Gary, I was able to understand a lot more details about FLVS because she gave me kind of like an insider's view. I feel like Florida Virtual School is a great way for students to be successful in a learning environment that meets their needs. FLVS has so many options and so many courses that it really helps make sure that students are able to be successful with learning new things. And if they take virtual school for the entire time and use only virtual school, they will be successful and come out with a diploma at the end. Florida Virtual School really seems like a school that is built for personalized learning. Based on everything that I have found, this seems like a really great school to help students meet their needs and wants as a learner.